Hello, my name's Paul Reiber. I'm a past president of the Krenov Foundation and a graduate of the Krenov School. And I'm here today interviewing students as they complete their 24-25 school year and talking with them about what their experiences have been like and what they're doing next.
I'm Beatrix. I had just finished my first year at the Krenov School. That was a really great year.
What projects did you do?
I made a wall cabinet for my first project with 2 doors and a drawer, little compartment in the middle. And then for the second project, I made a freestanding cabinet with a kind of integrated glass vitrine on the top and 2 doors on the bottom.
Was it difficult deciding what to do?
Yeah, it was. Every time I had to decide what to make, it was always a difficult decision. But the second project was easier to decide. There's just, because there are so many ideas floating around, and you look through all the yearbooks and so many techniques you want to try out, different pieces of wood you want to use, and it really forces you to commit to one idea. And I think that's something I've really enjoyed learning. And because it's always, whenever you make something, you always have 1,000 different things you want to try, and really the most interesting or successful things are one idea refined.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were your expectations for this school pretty much met?
Yeah, I think so. It's difficult to remember how I felt at the beginning because I've almost forgot. I've moved on, but yeah, I think I was really curious about the 6-day schedule. I think that was quite attractive for me because that's unusual. And I think that, I enjoyed the intensity of the course and the fact that we really worked all the time.
Yeah, they work you hard.
Yeah, and you kind of, at the beginning, I wasn't sure I would have enough energy or dedication to really work fully for the 6 days, but you slowly, I think you ease into the schedule, and then the dynamic of the school just sucks you in, and you're like a little wind-up toy, and like at the end, now I feel like I can't really stop. You just keep going. Even, Sundays you wake up and the only thing you really want to do is go to school. So it's
And it's almost over. So what's next for you?
I'm trying to figure out how to ship my cabinet back to England. And then I'll go home, go back to England, figure out some way of continuing doing woodwork.
What had you been doing before you came to this school?
Before this school, I was doing a program which was focused on traditional building crafts. And before that, I was working with a globe making company in London doing woodwork.
Globe making, as in map globes.
Yeah.
So you were doing the stands and.
Yeah, I was doing the stands.
So do you see going back to work for someone or trying to set up on your own, or?
I think at the beginning I'll do both. I'll definitely find work with someone else while I figure out exactly what I want to make and how that's going to look.
Was there information or experiences that you wish you'd gotten that you hadn't in this last year?
I mean, I wish I'd had time to make a chair. That was a big decision for the second project, chair or cabinet. And So yeah, I'll be trying to catch that up next year by making my own. And no, I mean it was the learning was pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Any particular moments, either in your relationship with your projects or with other students or with the staff, that stand out?
Mm, I think it's always when the staff are teaching, it's always great to hear little anecdotes and stories about their early work as professionals and just the hours and the kind of the research and the mistakes that you have to make before you can do something well. I think that's really nice. And when they're teaching, they always have anecdotes about the first time they tried to do something, or they got a commission for a big table and they had to figure out how to resolve some issues. Kind of reassures you that making mistakes is okay.
So that the 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 experience of the staff really, of the teaching staff, really made a difference
Yeah, definitely.
in your experience. Was what was your interaction with the other students like?
It's good. It's very fun. You just kind of watch each other share the experience. Everyone's more or less going through the same challenges. So that's kind of great. You're at your bench and you're watching what everyone else is doing. Sometimes you catch snippets of conversation and that helps you resolve your own project problems, or somebody's a few steps ahead of you and you can learn from their mistakes. So yeah, that's really important. And I think that being in a group like that just motivates you and keeps you focused.
Yeah, that was certainly my experience. That I learned a lot from the other students, and there was kind of this um, group commitment to
Yeah.
keep on working and keep on learning, and keep on keeping on.
Yeah, because you really need a huge amount of patience and to sort of sit for hours and fuss with your joints and the details. So if everyone else is doing it too, you don't feel quite so mad. Whereas I imagine if you're on your own in the studio, you might begin to question your sanity a little.
Uh, and also getting that sense of, well, this is taking me a long time, but it's taking everyone else a long time too. So it's that's okay. It's
Like-
kind of like that pat on the back.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
okay.
this is how long it takes.
Yeah.
I'm not being slow.
Right. Um, has the experience altered your sense of your personal future?
It's kind of hard to say at this stage, but I guess it's given me more confidence in my abilities
Good.
and my it's kind of I guess showing me that I do have a way of expressing myself in the material which is kind of already there. And so I think reassurance, and I'm excited to use the kind of Krenovian techniques, this like the combination of a little bit of machine work with quite a lot of hand tool work. I think that'll be really good if I end up having a small workspace.
How much of a reputation does Krenov have in England?
I mean, I hadn't heard of him, to be honest. So
How did you hear of the school?
so my sister's partner has a friend who lives in San Francisco, and she had done a summer program. So more or less word of mouth. Yeah. And he kept talking about the school, about her experiences, and saying, this really sounds like something.
Any advice that you wish you'd gotten or that you would pass on to new students?
I would say don't worry about your decisions too much in terms of what you decide to make. Like each object that you design has a lot of potential, and there's no need to worry about it for too long. Possibly be completely open about an object that you think is simple may not be. And if someone tells you it's complicated, it probably is. Yeah, I think you need to sort of change the way you think about how long things take.
Yes.
And the more time you have to do something, the more enjoyable it is.
So what's your next project?
Next, I didn't do any.
Oh, you mentioned chairs.
I would like to make the Malmston chairs. I think this idea of like making something that already exists is new for me, and it seems to be a really effective way of learning. So I'd like to do that. And I didn't do any drawers this term, so some kind of box with dovetails or drawers would be fun.
Oh, good. Well, I hope that you find a place to work and
Thank you.
And get to do that. Great. Well, thank you.
Great.
For talking.
Don't worry.